1 sec. And there you are. All right, we're actually live right now. Was running a few minutes late this morning. And then Prop Ever isn't joining us. He'll be over later though, so we'll be back on schedule. All right, so 15 games last night. I finished plus 0.04. So I went green, but barely. Top bets went 2-0. So that's the positive for last night. Was the top bets were perfect. Always nice when.
How did the Yankees play?
Yankees. Oh my God, that comment was so funny. It was like these guys giving Boston. These guys giving out Walmart picks. I'll take Yankees in under. Red Sox
now,
up.
He could have said that about the Padres, and he would have looked really smart.
Yeah, those the Padres picks were definitely looking pretty Walmart. All right, so it's Saturday. The downside to Saturdays, we do the stream early because the games start in a few hours, but I'm not really ready to bet the 9 p.m. games yet, so it's tough. But we'll go through them. All right, so first one, Tigers at Twins, and I'm still on the same exact page that I was on last night in last night's video. I actually found it at 3.5. It's at 3.5 at Caesars right now. Twins team total over 3.5 at minus 120. It's on Caesars. If you have that sports book. To give a team total at 3.5 against Joey Wentz is just crazy. This dude's getting hit up by lineups that don't even hit lefties. In his last 5, he's made 5 road starts on the season. He's got an 8.72 ERA, a 189 WHIP, and a 7.43 FIP. This dude is a human pitching machine. These are truly terrible numbers. And again, he's given up these numbers to teams that don't even hit lefties. The Phillies, well, actually, the Phillies are hitting lefties now, but they haven't this whole year. Cleveland definitely doesn't hit lefties, and they haven't for most of the year. The Nationals, the Orioles don't hit lefties this year. And Tampa, this was one formidable start. So if you're going to come back and say, how could you take the Twins team total over? They're not hitting very well. They don't hit lefties. It doesn't matter. Joey Wentz is getting rocked by anybody who can put 9 guys up at the plate. So yeah, 3.5 seems like a gift. I think there's a lot of people fading the Twins. You can see, look at the public. Public's all over Detroit here. So I'll just stick. I don't want to take the Twins at this huge minus 200 price, minus 180 or whatever. So, but at over 3.5, minus 120, I like it.
I was looking. I was trying to find something on this game. There's nothing I really love. If there's 3.5s out there for Minnesota still, I would take that because I see 4.5s everywhere. I was looking at Detroit over 3.5, and then I kind of just didn't really love it. I felt like it was kind of a trap because if you look, Detroit's actually been scoring runs their last 5 or 6 games. Over the last 5 games, 8 runs, 7 runs, 5 runs, 6, 7, 5, 0, 6. So Detroit scoring runs as well. So maybe a first 5 over if I had to play, but personally, I didn't play this game yet.
And it looks like it has moved in the last hour and a half because now Caesars have 4.5. Damn it. So I'll put 4.5, but I'm going to put at 4.5. This is probably a lean, most likely a pass. I was going to put down pass, and then I went and looked at the odds, and I was like, 3.5, I'll give this out. But nah, not at 4.5. Let's move to the next
Even
one.
the first 5 total is at 5. So that just tells me there's probably going to be runs. Because if they're hanging a 5 out there, that means they really don't want a 4.5 out there.
Right. Agreed.
But I mean, I could be way wrong, but
let's go with next game. Baltimore at Cubs. And come on. You already know. Cubbies. Cubs the fuck up. I don't know if I'm supposed to be saying the fuck on YouTube. So
I think that's why you have YouTube, so you can say that word.
Is that all right? So Cubs the fuck up then. The only angle, so there's plenty of angles for the Cubs. I'm sure Toast is on the Cubs. He's probably going to give you some as well. The only angle I could possibly hear for backing Baltimore and not taking the Cubs here would be if you don't trust Justin Steele in his first start back from injury. But he only missed, 2.5, 3 weeks? He hasn't been out that long.
And it wasn't like a pulled muscle or anything. It was a strain. He's one of their top guys. They were being more safe than sorry.
Yes. Yep.
I just have I have a very hard time believing they would throw him back out there in a major league game with how much he means to that organization without being in the minors if they were worried about it even a tiny, tiny bit.
Right. So Justin Steele at home has been a beast. He had one bad start. He got rocked by the Reds, bad. And even with that start in there, he still has a 2.43 ERA and a 2.58 FIP at home. So that means his other starts, if you take out the Reds, they've been even better than that. And we're talking about Baltimore's bats against left-handed pitching. I just mentioned it in the last game. So disappointing. The Orioles aren't hitting lefties like that. This is in the last 30 days, Baltimore's 23rd in OPS, 23rd in WRC plus. And then a week ago, they just lose their guy Mountcastle, who's their lefty killer. He leads the team in average slugging percentage and OPS versus lefties. So you got a team that's struggling to hit left-handed pitching, and now they just lose their best hitter against lefties. I don't see how things are going to turn around for the Orioles against lefties until they get him back in there. I think this is a great spot for Justin Steele to come back and throw a great game. Wow, it's early. And then the other side is Kyle Gibson, and I like Kyle Gibson. But it's just not enough. This Cubs offense has completely exploded. 38 runs in the last 4 games. I'm not sitting here saying I necessarily think the Cubs are going to go smack Kyle Gibson around. But, I mean, as long as they get 2 or 3 off him, this offense should get to the Baltimore bullpen as well. I like the Cubs here.
Yeah, I'm all over the Cubs as well. Give me the Cubs first 5 on the run line at plus 100. It might have moved a little bit since last night when I gave it out, but either way, I'm on that first 5 run line. Like Kyle talked about, Steele at home is a bet on pitcher for me. There's no question about it. And on top of that, like I just said, I don't really feel like they're worried about him after missing a couple weeks. They said that he pitched a couple bullpens. He's fine. To Kyle's point about Baltimore versus their lefties, yeah, if you look at their numbers as a whole, they're pretty decent against lefties. But Mountcastle and Cedric Mullins, and I understand that Cedric Mullins has been out for a while, but those are their top 2 hitters essentially against left-handed pitching. Gunnar Henderson's starting to get up there as he climbs over this hot streak over the last couple of weeks, but their 2 best hitters over against lefties are out of that lineup. So it's just really hard for me to get to Baltimore here. And then on top of that, if you take a look at what Gibson has done in his career, last year he faced this Cubs team on the road, or I'm sorry, at home, and gave up 6 runs on 6 hits. And then in 2021, same type of thing, 4 runs on 5 hits. So nothing really there for me to get really behind Gibson either. So I just got to keep on rolling with this Cubs team.
Yeah, I actually like Gibson, and on last night's video, I put up a chart showing that he's had some bad luck in his bad starts. I like Kyle Gibson. It's just that the Cubs are a steamroller right now.
Exactly. Yeah.
Did you see what Scoop said in the comments? I root for both your guys' success. Be kind. All right, let's move on to the next one. I saw a couple people on Baltimore in the comments too. Yeah, even TWD saying fade Gibson. That guy's been in here a lot, so he's with us on the Cubs. Marlins at Nats. Braxton Garrett pitching against Jake Irvin, and Prop Beaver's trend is still rolling. I don't know if you remember, but on May 19th, Prop Beaver said, from now on, I don't know if he said it jokingly, but it hasn't lost. He said, from now on, when Jake Irvin pitches, we should just take the opponent's team total over blindly. And Jake Irvin's last 5 starts, the Washington Nationals opponents have scored 8, 8, 8, 9, and 10. So that's really it's really stuck. And the fact that you can get Marlins team total over 3.5, it's minus 134. So if you want better price, you're gonna have to jump to 4 or 4.5. But I'm just gonna stick to the trend here. 3.5 at minus 134 sucks, but 3.5 against a dude that every single time he pitches, teams are coming damn near close to 10. So I mean, do I even need to go through Jake Irvin's numbers? They're terrible. But the part, I'll go with the concerns for this bet, the Marlins bats against righties, because they've really fallen off. At the end of May, they were hot. They were top 10 in most numbers, but they've just been declining pretty much this whole month of June. And in the last 7 days, this is pretty much rock bottom for the Marlins lineup. Last 7 days, 25th in OPS, 25th in WRC plus versus righties. But the fact that we can get this at 3.5 with this dude Irvin on the mound is beautiful. Another thing I showed in the YouTube video last night was even in the beginning of the season, if you remember, Jake Irvin started his career off with 2 really good starts, but his FIP in those games were like a 4.82 and a 5.31. So even then, the numbers were telling us like, yo, this dude doesn't really have it right now. I mean, he's a kid. I'm not judging the guy's career. I'm just saying right now we're fading him. And then on the other side, Braxton Garrett has been good as hell in road starts. He's got a 2.29 ERA, a 1.13 whip, and a 2.49 FIP in his road starts. And he has a terrible start in Arizona in there about 5 or 6 weeks ago. So if it wasn't for that one awful start in Arizona, his run numbers would be even better than that. I like Braxton Garrett a lot. And I don't believe in these Washington bats at all right now. So Marlins team total. I also like Marlins to win the game. You know what's crazy is I kind of called it last night. I thought it was going to be a low-scoring game in Sandy Alcantara, and he got rocked. But I said, I don't know if I said it on the live show or in the pick video, but I said, as far as picking a side, I don't know, but the Marlins have the huge edge in the second half of the game with the bullpen, so I can see if it gets to the second half, the Marlins winning. And that's kind of exactly what happened, so... I like the same thing. I like the Marlins to win in the second half.
Man, first of all, Sandy, that just broke my heart yesterday.
That was tough.
He's just one of my guys. He's one of my Team Toasty guys. Team Toasty means nothing besides the guys that I root for. It just sucks, man. Man, it just sucked. But anyway, I'm on the Nationals team total over 3.5. I do believe in these bats. I understand that Braxton Garrett has been fantastic, but they've seen Braxton Garrett a lot in his career. And on top of that, I do believe in these Washington National bats. 5-4, 4-1, 6-4 the last couple nights over against teams like Houston and Atlanta and stuff, and now they're playing Miami. Miami's bullpen was worked a little bit last night with Puck and Scott and Nardi going. They'll all still be available tonight, but I just think that at 3.5, we might see some runs here today. Braxton Garrett's been very good, but if there's a time that he's going to give up runs, it's going to be on the road in a division type of game, or in a division game, I should say. So I'll take my chances with the Nats scoring a few.
To answer the questions in the comments, Marlins team total is at 3.5 on Barstool. Unless this is messing up. Hold on. Let me actually go to Barstool and look. Unless Odds Jam is glitching.
Yeah, I was going to say, I see Miami at 5.5 all across the board.
Yo, Odds Jam is fucking up, man. What the hell?
You can get 4.5 on BetMGM and PointsBet at -145, I see.
Damn it.
5 on FanDuel.
What line shopping? It's 5.5 on Barstool. What the hell is this? What line shopping software program do you use? Website?
That Action.
You use Action? And they have team totals on there? All right. Sorry about that. I guess I can't go by this website right now. So, yeah. Pass for me then.
Yeah.
Damn, they've been so reliable. What's going on? There must be...
If they're moving that, all I can say though is if they're moving that team total up, you could maybe look towards like an over. If you're like dying to bet this game, I'm just saying like there's plenty other games out there. But if you're dying to bet that game, there's possibly maybe an over, I guess.
Yeah, I mean that's when you put the Nats team total up, I was like, hey, we both like team totals. Might as well look over. Sorry about that. Next game, Toronto at Texas, and I'm gonna leave my pass on the screen. We still don't even know who's pitching for Toronto. I guess it's going to be a bullpen day. I want to take Toronto. I want to take the Blue Jays here. I think it's a sneaky spot to back them, but pass.
Yeah, I played over 9.5 at +100. It's moved back to 9 now, so maybe I got caught. But this Rangers team, I understand that there was a 1-2 game yesterday, and then behind that, I was on the Angels the other day when they beat them. With that being said, those 4 runs they've scored over the last 2 days could have easily been 10. They've really been unlucky with some strike calls. Just really unlucky. I sooner or later, I think they were 0 for 8 or something like that with runners in scoring position yesterday. This Texas offense is just way too good to be in a slump for that long, to get too unlucky. So I expect them to put some runs on the board here today. And then with Dane Dunning, worst splits at home by far. And then on top of that, doesn't have the best history in Toronto. And then, one thing I was looking at too, if you look at the Rangers in the second game of the series when they're at home, this is crazy. I just happen to be looking at game logs. Listen, this is the second game of the series. How many runs they've scored when they're playing that team? 8, 16, 18, 5, 7, 7, 11, 16, 6, and 3 a couple games ago. They're just absolutely scoring. Once they see a team, it seems like they can put some runs on the board. So I'm going to go over 9 or over 9.5 at plus 100 and see what we do.
My angle was that Dane Dunning. Oh wait, I switched the graphics up. My bad. My angle was Dane Dunning's production has dipped off in his last couple starts. He doesn't look the same, and they were back-to-back home starts, which is concerning because
his home splits versus righties are pretty bad.
Yeah. And then Toronto's not only loaded with right-handed bats, but they also hit righties very well. And they're in the last 30 days, the Blue Jays are first in basically every single offensive number on the road. The best offense on the road in baseball for 5 or 6 weeks now.
So just to give you guys an example, on the road, Dane Dunning, people are hitting 223 off of him with a 546 OPS. That's really good. At home, they're batting 250 with a 718 OPS, slugging almost 400 against him. That's just bad.
Yeah. So I want to bet Toronto, and maybe I will closer to the start of the game.
I think Trevor Richards is going to get it. I think that's what they said. I think he's going to.
Well, that's what it was. Last night it said Trevor Richards, and then I woke up this morning and it was blank. They took it off, which means I don't even know what that means. But judging by the comments, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking everyone's going to be on Texas here because they're not going to recognize the starting pitcher for Toronto. Whatever.
Yeah, because Richards hasn't pitched in like 5 or 6 days, it looks like. So I bet you get Richards, Simber, Francis, or however you say his name, and then depending on how close the game is.
Romano's available tonight, right?
He should be, yeah. He worked last night, but he works back-to-back and 6-out saves all the time, so I don't have a reason why he wouldn't be.
All right, let's move on to the next one. Well,
I
I mean, like we're talking about the game for so long, and neither of us even like it. So Phillies at Oakland.
I'm sorry. I was wrong. I bet you Romano's not available. He's went 2 out of the last 3 nights. Swanson's went 2 out of the last 3 nights. Miza's went 3 of the last 3 nights. So the Toronto bullpen actually isn't as good as I thought it might be.
Okay. All right, and that's concerning if it's a bullpen day. All right, Phillies at Oakland. It sucks that I have to put another pass on the board, but what the hell? I don't want to.
Dude.
Don't even tell me you're taking the freaking.
No, I'm just so sick and tired of people like that bet the Phillies yesterday and celebrating like they did something special.
Oh yeah, yeah. But obviously, if Oakland's done with their little magical mystery tour, I don't want to be the one that's like trying to revive it. I'm not going to pay to try to get it back. This line is way down. See on the left in the graphic, that's where the line opened. Oakland's now around plus 140 now, so it's not even like you're getting a great price to back them. But at the same time, I like Caprillion. I love James Cap. I've been backing him for a couple of years now. When I say backing him, I don't bet him very often. I morally support him. And I think there's some sneaky spots. There's some sneaky spots where you can find value on him. But what is it? It's a bullpen day for Philadelphia. I don't even like the Phillies bullpen, and they're going to make me pay a minus 185 price. I'm good.
Yeah, if I had a gun to my head in this game, I would play over. But I don't really want anything to do with this because I can see Oakland putting up 4 or 5 runs, Philly putting up some runs, it being a nice game. I can also see Philly beating them 7-0. I mean, it wouldn't really shock me. Like once that air comes out of the balloon for a team like Oakland, you really don't know what to expect.
Right. Next, Angels at Royals. I guess Angels minus 1.5. I don't love it because the Angels are not in a good spot right now. But does that even matter? Does that even matter with the Kansas City Royals? I mean,
you were right, Beaver. I regretted it. You were right.
Yeah, and we've done that. It seems like at least 2 or 3 times a week they do that with Kansas City. They give you this line, they move it down. Everyone bets the other team, and they move it towards Kansas City, and you're like, yo, this is the move.
I even got like a solid Singer start too. That's what sucked.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Angels was 3-0.
Yeah, 3-0. But I don't think they got them all off of Singer either. But it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I think they did score 1 or 2 late. But the point is, Kansas City is now 4-20 in their last 24 games, including 10 straight losses. I'm done trying to overanalyze the price in the Kansas City Royals game. Obviously, some odds makers think that the Kansas City Royals have some potential. I don't know what they're seeing. So Angels -1.5, -105.
Yeah, no play on it for me. I can't back Canning. My numbers tell me that Royals first 5 have value, so pass.
TWD says Royals today, I promise.
Bro, I wish you the best. I trust me. Everything in when I write down and stuff, my numbers tell me Royals too. But I at this point, I just don't want to be thrown.
If someone has the balls to bet Royals and then slap an I promise at the end, props for that.
Yeah, touche.
He had laughing emojis on, so I think he might have been joking. Hairston's on the Angels. Yeah, I would imagine all the comments I'm pretty sure we're all going to be on the same page here. Cardinals at Mets. Metropolitan up. Now the question is not who I think is going to win, it's what I'm going to bet, which is a little bit of a more difficult question because it's up to around -160, -161 on most books. So I have 2 options for you. If you want to bet just this game, I'd say either Mets double result, which is at +110, or Mets -1.5 at +1. What was it? +120. I'm checking the exact odds now because clearly my numbers can't be trusted because I got them off a site that might be glitching. So +125 for the Mets -1.5. So if you're going to bet this game individually, right here, those would be my 2 suggestions. I'm going to do a same game parlay, old school. Me and Toast used to do this a lot last year. SGP, Mets money line under 13.5 for -117. So on FanDuel, this comes out to -117. Mets money line at under 13.5. So obviously, we all know everyone should be completely comfortable fading Adam Wainwright at this point. I mean, his numbers look terrible. His numbers on the road even worse. 6.75 ERA and a 5.59 FIP on the road this year. Just awful. He's just not an arm we could trust right now. He hasn't posted a game score. Now, who cares about the game score? I just thought this was funny. He hasn't posted a game. You like that, the game score?
Yeah, I pay attention to that. Yeah. It's a really, really good way to tell you how good they pitched very fast.
Yeah, okay, so fast. Right, okay, so I agree with that. If you need to just look quickly, but if you need to do like a deep dive in the picture, like, game score. Okay, so yeah, me too then. But the point is, point I was making, Wainwright hasn't posted a game score of 50 or above this entire season. And he's in Citi Field pitching against the Mets. I know everyone's talking about the Mets struggles, and they're not wrong. The Mets have not been playing well. But the bats have been respectable. I mean, they're average, even top half of the league if you isolate it to certain sample sizes right now. The Mets bats are not the problem. The problem is elsewhere. And then with Kodai Senga on the mound, not only am I comfortable backing Kodai Senga at home, he's got excellent home numbers this year. He's really performed well in Citi Field. But also, he just is coming off his best start of the season last year on the road. I can't even remember who he pitched against, but he was awesome. Went like 7 innings, no runs, 3 hits. He had his ghost fork working. He really seemed to figure it out in his last start. Damn it, I can't remember.
Pittsburgh.
Yeah, at Pittsburgh. Yes, at Pittsburgh. So definitely down to back the Mets here. I'll do this SGP, maybe parlay the Mets with someone else. Do you like? I'm on the Mets.
Yeah, same thing. I sent this out last night. Mets first 5 first 5 run line -105. I think it's bumped up like 10 cents or so. I'd still play it. Fading this Cardinals team. Excuse me. I just wrote down fading this Cardinals team. Yep. Oh, and Senga's on the mound where he has a fantastic. He's been fantastic. Opponents are hitting a 533 OPS against him compared to a 764 on the road. The Mets bats have been alive now. I understand they've lost a couple of games, but their bats have still been alive. So, it's Mets all the way. I'll probably end up betting them in the parlay too as somebody if I find that. But yeah, I'm all over the Mets today as well.
Yeah, sounds good. It's a super public play. As expected, you can see public's all over the Mets. Doesn't matter. Still backing him. Next game.
And we also played off that money line, like obvious. I mean, we're
Yeah.
not just playing.
Yeah. White Sox at Seattle. So I'm gonna stick with the bet I gave out last night on YouTube, which is Seattle first 5-run line. I'm gonna lay the half run. I'm not crazy about Logan Gilbert, but the more I look at it, the more I really like the spot for him, and I'll get into that 1 second. Let me just put this in the right.
Tell him.
So, excuse me.
Tell him.
So, first of all, I actually have some faith in Giolito right now. I think he's pitching well. I know that's a weird way to start a first 5-run line on the other side. But if you look at his last 10 starts, he's really been pitching pretty well. He had 2 outliers, 2 terrible starts, but overall in his last 10 starts, he's been solid. That being said, he doesn't have the best history against Seattle, but those starts were in 2019 and 2021, so I don't care about that. But something I do care about is his home away splits. You can definitely see his production drop off when you look at his road starts. Both WOBA and WHIP numbers increase pretty significantly. So Giolito away from home has been a little more vulnerable. And he's on the road against the Seattle lineup that's really found its stride. I mean, against right-handed pitching in the last 7 days. These were last night, so it doesn't have last night's game's numbers included. But 9th in OPS, 7th in WRC plus. And also, I've bet Seattle like 3 of their last 4 games, so I've been watching them. Their run total doesn't reflect the way they've been swinging the bat. Like, they've been hitting the ball. That's what I'm saying. Like, even last night, 3-2. Bro, there was a time where it was 2-2 in the game, and it was like the Mariners had 13 guys left on base in like the 5th inning. It was crazy. So they're leaving a ton of guys on base. In the Marlins game, they were getting home runs robbed left and right. Like, the Mariners bats, I just have had the fortune of watching them, so I happen to know this because I watched them. They're swinging the bat well, and I think the last 2 games, the Marlins 4-1 loss and then the 3-2 win over the White Sox, both of those games, they should have scored 3 or 4 more runs than they did. So I'm down to back them against Giolito. And then as far as Logan Gilbert goes, I don't really trust him. That being said, I like him coming off a terrible start back at home against a White Sox team that he dominated last year. He owned the White Sox last year. He started 2 games against Chicago, 11 innings pitched, 0 earned runs. He gave up 0 earned runs in both starts against the White Sox. He was 2-0 against them. So yeah, give me the first 5 minus half run plus. Oh, I put plus 100. Let me go check them.
That's what I got it at last night. I think it's moved up. I think it's moved up a little bit, but how
about this? We'll say minus 105 to be safe.
That's what I'm seeing it at.
All right, cool. Are you with me?
Yeah, absolutely. The only thing that I can say to that, add to that, is that I do trust Logan Gilbert. I understand that he got lit up by the Yankees and then on the road in a division game against the Angels, but the Angels are hot right now. Say what you want, but Ohtani's the hottest hitter on the freaking planet right now. So, I mean, I understand giving up 7 runs on 8 hits isn't a good performance. I'm well aware of that, but Logan Gilbert over the last 2 years has been a pretty solid pitcher. He doesn't really get hit hard that much. If you take a look at his game logs, it's a lot of 6 innings, 2 or 3 run ball. So yeah, like Saw said, I think over the last 2 nights, the Mariners have probably left 20 plus guys on base. I know for even like last night, I think they had 7 guys on base the first 3 innings and didn't score a run, including a bases loaded time, I think twice. But
a bases loaded. Hold on, a bases loaded with no outs and didn't score.
I was gonna say yeah. So
it's not just they're not performing with runners in scoring position. It's a little bit of that, but I mean I watched them hit a frozen rope with a runner on second and third, and it went right to the shortstop. Like, it's just bad luck.
Yep. And that's why, like, if you look at some of their advanced numbers, like there was one of the plays last night that was an 80% hit expectancy. We would have scored 2 runs, and of course it didn't hit. And so there's a lot of good things, or reasons to like the Mariners here. Like I said, I'm with same bet as Sauce.
Now, if I wanted to see hit expectancy over the course of a game, if I wanted to look at the hit expectancy by game log, for a team, where would I see that?
So Baseball Savant, and then just click game feed, and then they'll be up there, and it will tell you the pitch, how fast it was hit, the expected.
What if I wanted to? No, not inspected. Not each. What if I wanted to look at the Mariners' expected hits versus their actual hits. Like, I want to see who's having bad luck and good luck on the hitting side. I know to find those numbers on pitching.
Same thing in Savant. I'll just have to show you.
Just email it to me after. Email it to me after.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, next game. Pittsburgh at Milwaukee. This is a pass for me. I mean, I don't really know how to. All right, so you got Wade Miley. He's making his first start in over a month, like 5 weeks. He's been hurt. I don't really. Wade Miley, and not to mention Wade Miley's a bit of an up and down pitcher. He can be really good at times. I've also seen him get shelled. Reference his days in Cincinnati if you want to see some of those. But Mitch Keller, I don't even know how to handicap this guy right now. I mean, really doesn't look like himself. If you take April Mitch Keller, he might be the best pitcher in baseball. If you take Mitch Keller at the end of May, I mean, he's an auto fade. So I don't really. I'd feel more comfortable just passing.
Yeah, I feel extremely lucky cashing my Brewers bet yesterday. Devin Williams tried to throw the game away again. If you guys didn't see that, I
wasn't watching that game.
Yeah, I think the Brewers were up 2 or 3, and then he gave up a run, and then there was second and third with 1 out or no outs, and then he got like back-to-back strikeouts. So, or no, he loaded. It was 2 out, 1 out, struck out, then took a walk to load the bases, and then struck the next guy out. It was so stressful. So yeah, it seems like everybody's on Pittsburgh today, backing Keller. Honestly, if I gun to my head, I would probably take Milwaukee just because everybody in the world is on Pittsburgh.
I'll put Brewers or pass for you.
Yeah. But it's just really hard to back this Pittsburgh team right now. But I do think that they are sooner or later going to get a win. But yeah. Yeah,
I hear you. And who the hell knows what you could expect out of Wade Miley? There's been times where I was auto-fading Wade Miley, and then there's times I had Wade Miley as a bet-on guy. Well,
and that's where it's like, for me, like, it's almost like I feel forced to bet Pittsburgh because you take that with Wade Miley, add on the fact that I don't trust Devin Williams right now, so now you don't really have a closer.
Right.
I mean, that just brings that Milwaukee bullpen way down for me. It's just really hard to bet that.
Has Devin Williams had an appearance in between the blown save and last night? So has he had 2 bad experiences in a row? That's what.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was 2 bad ones in a row.
Oh,
I'd
man.
have to look really
That's
quick.
something to keep. That's something to keep in your pocket. Yeah. Devin Williams is struggling. That changes the whole dynamic of the Brewers. He's like the cornerstone. All right, Rockies at Braves.
He's the reason that they let Hader go. Is
exactly.
They had him.
And I mean, it was working out until about 4 days ago. So he's like the best pitcher in baseball. All right, so Rockies first 5 money line. This is crazy. So this is high risk, very high risk. Rockies full game money line at plus 260. Extremely high risk here. I just think there's value on Connor Seabold right now, pitching away from Coors Field. His 4 starts on the road this year, 3.60 ERA, a 4.03 FIP. This is basically me calling a bluff on the dominant. Most people are. First of all, let's look at this. Obviously, everyone's betting the Braves, right? You knew that. Everyone's going to bet the Braves here. And I think when people are looking at this pitching matchup, they're seeing Bryce Elder versus Seabold and thinking it's just a dominant edge for the Braves, and I'm calling bullshit on that. Bryce Elder has looked terrible in his last 2 starts, and guys who really look at the numbers like Toast and Prop Beaver have been saying this guy's due for negative regression for a month and a half now, and we're finally seeing it. He got rocked, not just got rocked back-to-back starts, he got rocked at home. Back-to-back starts by the Nats and the Mets. So we're finally seeing what everyone's been talking about for 4 or 5 weeks now. And on the other side, Connor Seabold kind of got the rep as being a fade guy. Yo, look at his starts away from Coors Field. They're solid. He had 1 bad one at Texas. But the other 3 road starts were great. And look, it's the Braves in Atlanta. I mean, I get it. Is he going to go out there and shut him down? Probably not. This is just me playing the price. I think this should be about 165, and we're getting at 260. And it's just an overreaction. And most of you already know this, but when you're dealing with these plus money prices, this is not me saying I think the Rockies will win. This is me saying if this game is played 1,000 times, I think in this spot, I think the Rockies will win 380 of them, which means we'd be up big. That's for a different video.
Yeah, no, I mean, and I totally agree with you. It's about if you take a plus 260 or whatever you play that over 40 times in a Major League Baseball season. If you're right 35% of the time, you're making money.
Exactly.
That's how you have to look at it. You don't even have to be 50%. It's not even close. And then just to add on your Connor Siebold, I'm on Rockies first 5 and Rocky team total over.
Oh shit, you're with me? Yeah, I thought you were about to tell me I was crazy. Bro. Oh my god!
Oh man, you know I'm a Braves hater. You know I got to get up in there. So let's just take a look at Connor Siebold's last couple of starts on the road at Boston. I mean, that's a pretty tough place to pitch. He went 6 innings, gave up 6 hits, a run. At home against the Giants, 6 innings, 2 runs. On the road at Arizona, one of the hotter teams in baseball, 5 1/3, 1 run. He's been pitching just fine. I do think that Elder I have a little bit more respect for him, and then he started because his numbers were telling us forever that he was going to implode, and it never happened. And now 2 division opponents hit him back to back. So it's just one of those things that, like Saw said, it's a pure play on the number for me at plus 230. And then the Rockies, I trust their bats enough to score some runs here, especially against the Braves bullpen that I don't really trust. So they haven't went over the 3.5 in their last 3 games, but they were able to score those runs in Boston. So I'll take my chances. Nolan Jones has been hot. Let's go Rocks.
That's crazy that we both, of all the games, we both haven't.
And we don't talk about this either before.
No, that's why I was like trying to explain it, because I thought he was about to be like, that's kind of fucking crazy. I didn't know he was betting the same shit. Nice. Let's move on to the next one. Reds at Astros, and I don't love this one, but I'm on Cincinnati, but I don't love it at all. I mean, we're getting to the point where it's like, dude, we're getting Houston money line at home at minus 125, minus 130. It's getting kind of crazy. But at the same time, I don't want to step in front of the big red machine right now. They've won 6 in a row. They've won 9 of their last 11. Hold on. Yeah. So the Reds have won 6 in a row. They're 9-2 in their last 11. B-Lock has some good-looking numbers at home, but he's only made 3 home starts this entire season. And the last 2 were against the Twins and the A's back in May, before they were hot. Hunter Green coming into this game with some momentum. He's now pitched 3 straight games on the road, and all 3 were quality starts. Reds didn't use their bullpen up yesterday. They used their stronger arms, but 14 pitches, 16 pitches, all should be available again tonight.
No, Diaz probably won't be available tonight. Who's their closer?
Well, he only threw like 14 pitches.
Yeah, but he's went 4 the last 6.
So he's a gamer. He'll be ready.
I'm just saying, bro. I'm not trying to rain on your parade. I'm on the Reds too, but I'm just making it clear.
3 of the last 4, yeah. Yeah, but 16 pitches, 10 pitches, 30. He's fine. Cincinnati. Damn it! Everyone's betting the Reds, but you know what? Everyone's been betting the Reds every game for 2 weeks, and they continue to win. So.
Yeah, I'm on the same. I'm Reds first 5 red full game. Last night when I sent him out, it was at plus 105 and plus 110. The lines went down. So, I mean, at least with the money on them and the line moving, that's at least a kind of a good thing for us, I guess. But yeah, like I've said, guys, I'm going to continue to bet the Reds until they lose 2 games in a row. So, I'm going to continue to bet this team until I don't have a reason not to. So it's really simple for me.
Jess has got to be loving this Cincinnati Heat.
I know, dude. Every time I post the Reds, I'm like, I hope Jess likes this and sees it.
Yeah, Jess just loves the Reds. Yankees.
And just for the record, Reds 8-2 their last 10, 14-6 their last 20, 17-13 their last 30. We're just continually making money with the Reds.
Yeah, no, for sure. All right, Yankees at Red Sox. So I'm torn on which of these bets I like. I'll put them both up. Boston money line at minus 130, or Yankees team total under 4 at minus 108 on FanDuel. I like Boston, but the reason I like Boston is I don't think the Yankees are going to score. Bello has excellent history against the Yankees. Well, I shouldn't say excellent. He's been good against the Yankees. In his 3 career starts, he's given up just 3 earned runs to the Yanks. A few unearned runs, but 3 earned runs. This sucks. It's Schmitty day. I don't want to fade Schmitty.
I was gonna say that's your boy.
I know.
And Bello's like my new boy because like I've been going to bat for him. Like,
no, I like Bello too. Listen, it's not. This bet isn't based on that I think the Boston bats are going to rock Schmitty. It's based on I don't trust the Yankees bats, which is why I also put the Yankees team total under 4 because I might just bet that. Because I definitely could see Schmitty going out there and pitching a decent game. Now, here's the thing. Do you think the Red Sox bats are heating up again? Because if you remember the heater they had, I think it was in early May. They were on a rampage. They were the hottest lineup in baseball. They went cold for almost a whole month. But now, the last 3 days, they scored, 15 runs, 6 runs, 6 runs. If this Boston's lineup is getting hot again, I don't want to be standing in front of it. So I won't be betting the Yankees here. It's just a matter of, do I think the Red Sox are going to get to Schmidt? And I think they get to him enough to win. So those are my 2 bets for this. Boston money line, Yankees team total under 4.
Boston first 5 minus a half a run at plus 100 or minus 105 depending on the book that you're on, and Boston money line just like sauce. Can't really add too much to it. It's just the fact that I really do think Boston at home. I know that Boston at home is always a really good bet, especially, they're scoring almost 6 runs a game against right-handed hitter or right-handed pitching at home. Yoshida with a 258 WRC plus, Verdugo 156, Turner 155, Colton Wong 140. I haven't even got to Rafi Devers at 137 yet. This team can hit right-handed pitching. I trust Brian Bello a lot. And like Sauce said, if these bats are back, it could be a long night for Schmitty. So I'm all over Boston again.
I don't know. I can't stop coughing. Guy in the comments, Stephen Bowman, said that with the whole world's on the Reds and weird stuff happens on Saturday in the summer with all the eyes in the MLB. Yeah, the weekend afternoon games do get weird, for sure.
Strap in, bro. It's a long summer. Crazy stuff happens.
Yeah.
It's fun.
So, yeah, looks like we're on the same page. Oh, yesterday you should have seen, or no, I think it was Thursday when Matt Modi was on the show. Someone in the comments said, I always fade Sauce. I watch this for toast. He's like, I made so much money fading Sauce. And it's like, dude, we're on the same side, like 85% of games.
I'm like, what?
Like, we're always on the same side.
He's got 15% of the plays that we're like fade each other and argue about.
Yeah, right. Like, yeah, we disagree.
He's always on the right side.
Like 6 times a week, we disagree on the games with like 400 baseball games. All right, Rays at Padres. I'm interested to see where Toast is going to go on this one.
You already know where I'm at, bro. Give me the Padres money line. I gave it out last night at plus 100. I don't give a damn what happened last night. I do not give a damn. Give me Blake Snell, a lefty, the killer. He's been fantastic over the last, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 starts. I understand it's been kind of mediocre competition, but the Rays really against lefties on the road doesn't really scare me a ton, especially compared to being on the road. Zach Eflin on the road is a fade to me. He just got done giving up 4 to Oakland. Before that, he gave up 3 to the Cubs, 4 to the Yanks, 4 to Baltimore. Give me Juan Soto over 1.5 total bases at plus 130 because Juan Soto has made Eflin his little child over the last couple of years. Yeah, I like the line movement. Like I said, I got the Padres last night at plus 100, so I like where I'm sitting.
Yeah, the line movement, that was nice. You're just sitting with an extra 15 cents here. It's at minus 115 now. And I agree with you. I'm on the Padres. I don't love it. One thing I will say is the Tampa Bay Rays, their numbers against lefties are fading a bit. In the last 14 days, they're just 22nd against left-handed pitching. Now, most of that has been against bullpens. It's a solid sample size because they had like 99 plate appearances, so that's a solid amount. But they've only seen 2 lefty starters in the entire month of June. And I forget who they were, Andrew Heaney, and I forget who the other one was. So the Rays not only fading against lefties, but really haven't seen any lefty starters recently. So, and add on the fact that Blake Snell, like Toast said, is red hot. He's pitching his ass off. His last 4 starts were excellent at home, a spot where he's been better for multiple seasons now. I think it could be a really nice spot for Blake Snell. And and then the story with Zach Eflin has always been you can fade this guy on the road. I know he's having a great year, but even his splits, fade F1 on the road is still a thing. I don't love the line. I wish I got it at plus 100, honestly. But I'll still take San Diego here at minus 115, coming off the ugly loss last night at home. I think the bats wake up. So give me the Padres. Also, I like the Padres bullpen a lot too. So and it didn't get used last night.
I forgot to say that they're 100%. They're fully ready to go. All their best arms are ready
exactly.
To go.
Yep. Even Martinez is back because he didn't pitch last night. So I think it's a prime spot to bet San Diego. Martin Perez was the other lefty. Thank you in the comments. And yes, they did hit both those guys. But still, last 14 days, 22nd in WRC plus versus lefties. They haven't, as a whole, they haven't been hitting left-handed pitching that well. Giants at Dodgers. I mean, Dodgers minus 1.5. Bobby Miller's the GOAT.
It's Bobby Miller Day.
It's Bobby Miller Day. Like, that's a thing now.
Oh, really quickly, I posted this on Twitter. And hold on, I'm going to grab it so I get the numbers. But I am all over Mookie Betts today. I posted this last night after he did his interview. He came out. He said I made this dumb play, that dumb play, this dumb play. Mookie Betts over 1.5 total bases at plus 100. Mookie Betts 3+ total bases at plus 160. I can assure you that Mookie Betts is going to have a good game tonight. He's been killing the ball over the last 15 days as well. Bobby Miller is him. Go ahead, Sauce. I'm done.
Yo, that guy, ladies man, in the comments is a psychopath. You better be right about the Padres. Yo, he always comments saying like the most disrespectful, demanding shit. He's wild. He sent me an email too. Found my personal email, sent it to me in all caps, like asking for analytics or something. This is total nut job. All right.
Really? If you really wanted to bet a Mookie Betts home run, I wouldn't hate it because over the last 15 days, the dude has a .778 ISO power number with a 78% hard hit rate, and that is not a typo. The dude is smoking the ball right now.
And then which brings us to the last question: are you down to back Cleveland?
Yeah. If the situation's right, Henry is kind of a fade for me, and especially against lefties, and Cleveland's actually been hitting lefties all right.
Yeah, they're on the come up. They're still not an elite lineup against lefties, but in comparison to where they were,
it's going like this, not like this.
yes. I just think that whole offense on the whole is trending in the right direction. They were the worst lineup in baseball for a while, for like 2 months, and now I would consider them a top 10, top 12 lineup. They're not as hot as they were a week and a half ago, but this is still a lineup that I trust right now. I love that guy. Naylor's a monster.
His brother's coming up too.
Wait. Oh yeah. I saw that.
Should be fun.
Yeah. He's actually going to come up though.
Yeah. It's Saturday, so he should. I don't know if he's going to be in the lineup today, but they said he would be up today because I just sent him a message on Twitter. So, yeah.
I should have phrased. I said found my personal email. It's on my website. You just click contact. It's not like he didn't like hack my computer or something. It's on there for anyone.
That's how I took it. I was like,
yeah, I just realized that when I said found my personal email, he came to my website, went on the thing, and found the contact page. That's what he did. So he didn't like go through. He didn't like hack into the Yellow Pages back end files or something.
Top of backdoor Trojan on your ass.
No, he's not that crazy. All right, so we're both on Cleveland here. I don't love Shane Bieber, but I'm definitely down to fade Tommy Henry in this one. And Cleveland coming off a loss, I'm down to back the Guardians. Don't love it, but
and they have all their bullpen arms fresh available. Clase, Stephan, Morgan, all those guys.
I think it's a good spot for them. I think it's a similar spot. I'm thinking of Cleveland and San Diego similarly tonight. Just coming off the loss with their bullpen arms fresh, a team that I think is trending in the right direction and a good spot for both of them. Neither would be my favorite pick of the day, but I'm definitely on both sides, Cleveland, San Diego.
Also, and this doesn't really refer just to this game specifically, but Bieber's one of those guys that have been talked about as a trade rumor a lot. So there was like a little bit of a downstretch for Bieber. I mean, I guess at Baltimore, Chicago, he's had a couple clunkers, but he's one of those type of guys, the veteran guys that might be traded. I look to have some good performances here coming up because if he gets traded and then plays well as good, I mean, that's how you make money, that people sign you. So I look for him to look pretty well coming off that Houston start where he went 7th inning scoreless. He should be able to build off of that.
Yeah, someone was complimenting my hat. You see my Matt Campbell hat? Matt Campbell. Next coach of the Cowboys right there, Matt Campbell.
Cowboys. Yeah, we know.
Matt Campbell, he understands how to win football games. And you may have heard his product, Brock Purdy. May have heard of him. All right. So,
yeah, I've heard of him.
Yeah. That was...
He's a backup, right?
No, I mean, we'll see. He's hurt until December. Sam Darnold is going to start. So if Sam Darnold balls out, I don't think he could steal Brock Purdy's spot, honestly. But I put a $50 bet down on Sam Darnold, comeback player of the year. So it pays $3,500. Yo, you got Sam Darnold starting at quarterback for the 49ers. They're trying to trade Trey Lance. You got the starting quarterback of the 49ers, a comeback player of the year, $50 to win $33,000 or $3,500, something like that.
Yeah.
That actually isn't my pick. My friend sent me that. He heard it on a betting podcast or something, so I don't want to take credit for that. But I thought when I heard it, it made perfect sense. Brock Purdy won't be back though. What am I talking NFL for, bro? All right. Anyway, community parlay. You started it. Community parlay.
I didn't start it.
Oh wait, no, I did. I started talking about Matt Campbell. Community parlay. All right, Toast, do you have the slate in front of you?
Yeah.
All right, so
I got it.
I have the poll open. Start naming a couple teams that you think people would want to see on the poll.
Boston, Chicago,
Cubs or White Sox?
The Red Sox.
Cubs or White Sox?
Mets. Cubs.
Cubs, okay. And Mets. All right, let's do the first poll. That's our first poll. If you're new to the channel, vote. We do a poll. Vote on your favorite parlay leg, and then the winner of all the polls becomes the parlay.
Write these down. While they're voting, quick hit parlay for you guys. Dansby, Swanson, Seihei, Suzuki, each to record a hit at plus 100. Both of them. Dansby Swanson's got really good numbers against whoever he's facing. I'm having a mind blank. And Suzuki just smashes right-handed pitching at home.
I don't know how DeMar Hamlin wins comeback player of the year. He's not even starting. He's not even going to start. But whatever. Someone said that. All right, Mets money line winning. Let's give it another 10 seconds.
Mets is 1.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, Mets is the first leg of that parlay. Let me build the parlay out here. So I have usually Prop Beaver does it on the on this board.
I'm doing it on action.
Oh, okay, cool. All right. In that case, all right, next poll. Start reading out some
Dodgers, Mariners, Phillies, I guess.
Padres.
Guardians.
I put Padres in there. Guardians will be on the next one. Someone in the comments saying DeMar Hamlin and Tua Tagovailoa need to retire. It's ladies, man. It's out of his mind. Tua Tagovailoa.
All I got to say is I haven't talked to you specifically about it, but I've talked to some other people in the know. Cowboys are supposed to be pretty good this year.
No,
throwing it out there.
I hate the way the Cowboys have managed their team, but I actually think that they have a good one this year. And I'm a Cowboys fan that every year I'm like, we suck. This is the year.
Yeah, he is not a homer. Trust me.
Why isn't this poll working?
I don't know. It's the Dodgers.
Oh, here we go. Now
go.
It's working. It is the Dodgers. All right. 84 votes. So Dodgers is the second leg. Start the next poll. Hold on one sec. I hear Prop Beaver knocking on the door. He's here. All right. Sorry about that.
Cubs, Reds. I don't even know what the Texas game to put down. I guess you
Cubs,
could put
Reds.
Rays.
Let's go Rangers money line, Rays money line. I'm betting this one too because it's been the one last night almost won. I forget which leg blew it, but it almost won last night. All right, Cubs money line winning.
Dak taking shots in the comments. Poor Dak.
Okay, Cubs looks like Cubs is going to win this one.
Okay, that's all. Those three are plus 330 so far.
All right, let's get one more with the heaviest favorites on the board. So Braves is one of them, even though we like the Rockies.
Yeah, Braves are one of them.
Phillies.
Twins are one of them.
Our Phillies are
Phillies.
Phillies, Twins, Braves. Let's just do those
Miami.
three. We'll just do those three. Oh, yeah, and Marlins. So one more. We'll add a heavy favorite to the parlay to finish it off. And pick your favorite. No, he's saying that he thought the community parlay did win last night. I don't think so. Last night, the community parlay was Mariners, Marlins, Reds, Angels. Marlins, Reds. Oh my God! Wait, Angels.
It won.
It did win. The parlay, community parlay did hit last night. I didn't even tweet it out. Damn. Yo, I'm betting this one. I'm not. That's what I get for not betting it. Damn it. Why didn't I bet that shit?
Braves are the winner.
Oh man. I'm tweeting that out. I don't care. I want those goddamn likes.
You should.
Yeah,
even if you didn't bet it, you should put that because that's the community. Yeah, you should definitely put that out.
Braves is the last leg. So what is the odds on that?
472.
So it's Braves money line.
Braves, Mets, Cubs, Dodgers plus 472.
Well, it's 472, and I'm betting this one. The community's hit 2 of their last 4. I'm joining. I'm hopping on this train. Thanks again, everyone, for watching. Tomorrow's Sunday, so I'll be back at 11 a.m. But it's Father's Day, so then tomorrow night there probably won't be a video. I'm doing U.S. Open barbecue with my dad. Toast, if you want to join 11 a.m., send me a text and let me know. Everyone,
I'll let you know.
Everyone, is there what is today? There's probably a UFC card or something on tonight. So everyone, remember to bet responsibly. Enjoy the U.S. Open. Hit us up on Twitter if you need anything. Have a good one.
I think the wife is going fishing.